Lily. We are back with the first Valorant esports stream of 2024, and it is a Big Ten matchup against Ohio State. UMD currently holds a 9-3 record in the Big Ten esports conference, with Ohio State coming in with a 9-2 record. So we're at a close matchup here.
Yeah, very close.
So first we're going to be heading into some stats, and then we have an interview with one of the UMD players themselves. So jumping right into stats, first up is Flaps with an ACS of 208, an ADR of 141, and a KD of 1.2.
Yeah, so Flaps is the flex and initiator, and based off of his stats, you want to see that balance between those all three of those, because he plays so many different agents, and having an ACS of 208 and having that KD at a 1.2, it's just balanced across the board.
Yeah, he's a really well-rounded player. And do you want me to give you a cue for the next?
I didn't know if you guys were done.
Okay.
We do have to start pretty soon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But Hey guys, welcome back to Terps Esports. My name is Hayden.
And I'm Lily. Welcome to the first Valorant Terps esports stream of 2024. Today we have a Big Ten matchup against Ohio State University. The Terps Big Ten esports Valorant team is currently at a 9-3 record, with OSU coming in at 9-2, so the teams are pretty neck and neck here. So for the pre-show, we have a bit of a run-through for you guys. We're going to start with some statistics, and then we're going to jump into an interview with one of the Terps themselves. So starting off with Flaps, Flaps has an ACS of 208, an ADR of 141, and a KD of 1.2.
Yeah, so Flaps is the flex and initiator role for this team. And man, he's just a well-rounded player. I mean, look at the stats that we just saw. I mean, having the ACS at 208 and a KD of 1.2, that's what you need to see from that kind of person.
Yeah, he's definitely just a really well-rounded and consistent player. Definitely going to be a big factor here for the Terps. And heading into Astro stats, he has an ACS of 199, an ADR of 133, and a KD of 1.2.
Now, Astro's the controller.
Yeah.
And he's got to be one of the most consistent controllers I've seen. I mean, he's not just consistent as a player, but he's also consistent with his agent picks too.
Yeah, I think you're right. He consistently picks, like you were saying, that controller, and he is deadly with it every single time. He usually racks up quite a few kills there on controller, as well as holding down sight for his team. So definitely, again, very valuable player. Heading into the next Terp, we have Eugene with an ACS of 200, an ADR of 130, and a KD of 1.2 yet again. His KDs are pretty consistent.
Yeah, very consistent, if I do say so. So Eugene, he's a Sentinel, and he's relatively new to this specific roster. He's been in and out of, or he's been through the entire program, but really glad to see him here. Now, with his KD too, I mean, 1.2 is a Sentinel. that's still phenomenal. Because sometimes when you're playing, it's a hit or miss with your util, but he's doing his job.
Yeah, I think you're. Yeah,
he's
exactly
picking
right.
up with his kills.
Exactly right. Heading into Spartacus, Spartacus has an ACS of 225, an ADR of 151, and a KD of 1.2. Yet again, such consistency here.
Yeah, this team shows a lot of consistency, not just with KD, but just like an ACS too. Now Spartacus is also another flex / initiator, and if anything, I'm really kind of excited to see how well they take Sky.
Oh yeah,
because Sky's had some nerfs and stuff, and maybe that might have put a hole or made an impact on on how these players play. But I have faith that they are going to play as best as they can.
I completely agree.
Yes. Yeah.
And Yex's stats, who is our last Terp we will be running stats over with, has an ACS of 311, an ADR of 201, and a KD of 2.1. And Yex is going to be coming in for an interview.
Yes, so guys, please welcome Yex, the man himself.
How do you do? Nice to be here.
So Yex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, name's Alex. I'm the duelist on this UMD Terps roster, and yeah.
So I've heard you guys have had some pretty phenomenal games and stuff. You guys are 9-3 right now. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're putting in a lot of work outside of practice and just in practice in the server, trying to keep it efficient. I played with these guys a long time. I know all of them personally. Some good group of dudes.
Nice, very nice. So it's been a while since we've been back in the studio. How do you feel about finally getting back with everybody in the studio?
Yeah, it's definitely different than playing from home. A lot of different factors to consider, but love being here with the homies, and yeah, we're gonna make it happen.
Definitely. Yep. So there's been a lot of changes in Valorant since the last time we picked up on stream, and one of them is that Icebox is back into the map pool now. What do you think about that?
I love Icebox personally. I've been putting in a lot of practice on a secondary team. It's a very fun map, very chaotic at some points, but I love Icebox back in the pool. I loved Haven, but you make do.
Yep. So Outlaw, it's a new gun.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think the Outlaw has kind of changed the game in and of itself, and how have you guys taken into account how have you guys used the Outlaw and put it into your playbook?
Yeah, so me personally, I definitely use the Outlaw a lot. Second round gun, you buy it, you get a good chance at third round win because of it. Definitely has changed the dynamic of the game starting early in the halves. It's a very fun gun to use too. So
good. So now a little bit onto this game. So you guys played OSU before, and you guys won. So how are you guys going to take into account the past result, and how have you guys prepared for this game?
Yeah, sure. So we prepared, a little bit in and outside. These guys, we kind of know how they play at this point. We're kind of just treating this sort of game as a practice, a stepping stone. We put in a little bit of work. We're going to show them what we're made of, and I'm sure we're going to come out with the dub. So.
Yeah, for sure. So the last time you guys played OSU, you played Neon, and you had a phenomenal game on Breeze. How do you think that your performance last game will impact this game?
It just makes me more confident, and confidence is kind of what you need in this role, So definitely check it out. My Neon on Breeze will be nice if we play it, and yeah.
Yeah, so before I let you go, I want to ask another question, not really Valorant related, but everybody has different stories about what they did on their break. What was the highlight of your break?
I went to Hawaii. I played Challengers these past couple weeks ago,
nice.
And
Nice.
just grinding it out, taking some breaks.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you so much for your amazing answers, and best of luck today.
Thank you.
Now, we're going to go ahead and catch you back in a little bit after a word from C at UMD. Thank you guys. Stay tuned.
Does anybody want free stuff?
Free stuff.
I have free stuff. Oh my god, they don't want free stuff. This is so sad. They don't know what all-nighter is. They haven't been enlightened.
Have you heard of the all-nighter at SAM?
Yeah, I actually have. Yeah.
Okay, have you heard of the all-nighter?
I've seen the signs for it.
Do you know what it's about at all by chance?
No. Do you know what the all-nighter is?
I've heard of it.
That's okay. Can I tell you what it's about?
Yeah.
So All-Nighter is an event at the Stamp that they do every single year. It's in February. What events are at the All-Nighter?
I think it's something to do with bowling.
There is bowling. You can build a stuffed animal. There's gonna be a drag show competition, karaoke, movies, all free.
Oh, wow.
Are you guys free this February 9th, 5 p.m. to midnight?
I can be, yeah.
You will be.
I will be.
This Friday, 5 p.m., midnight at the Stamp.
I don't wear this out till like a 10. This is solid.
And it's really fun, and you get to meet people, and you might see me there, and I'm really cool. And that's all you need to know. Anybody want a pin? Do you want a pin? No, they don't. Let's go this way.
Kind of the all-nighter this Friday at Stamp Union.
5 p.m.
There
Absolutely.
you go.
Yeah, how do you not know this, man? Come on.
It's crooked. Who made the sign crooked? It's crooked. We have to fix it.
Makes it more crooked. Oh no, it's perfect.
Come to all-nighter.
Go to the all-nighter on Friday.
Yay!
Come to all-nighter.
Come to all-nighter this Friday.
Come to all-nighter this Friday in the Stamp.
Do you know what the all-nighter is? Okay. Come to the all-nighter this Friday, February 9th, 2024 from 5 p.m. to midnight. There will be free stuff. I would also bring your university ID so that you can get the free stuff. Okay, bye.
guys, welcome back. We're getting ready to jump into the game pretty shortly, and I believe we do know what the first map selection is going to be.
Yep, we do. So starting off, the first game is going to be played on Lotus, and we're going to have UMD attacking and Ohio State defending on that.
Yeah, I think we're pretty comfortable on Lotus. It's been in the rotation for a while at this point, so no surprises there. I do know we have Sunset coming up at a certain point.
Yep, so I'll go ahead and read the other maps. And during the interview with Yex, we were talking about Icebox, and we fortunately have an Icebox game today.
I'm excited. I like Icebox.
Icebox
Unpopular
is very fun.
opinion. I think the changes helped slightly, and hey, I don't think it was broken to begin with. I'm an Icebox stan, but hey, it's back now. So, and Haven is booted out of the map rotation in case you guys didn't know about that.
Yeah, so and then our final map, we will have Sunset with UMD starting on defense and Ohio State starting on attack.
Yeah, Sunset is always a interesting map. Even though it has been in the rotation for about a couple months now, I still think a lot of teams are figuring it out and kind of experimenting, especially with mid. I feel like is still like very you have a lot of options there.
Yeah.
You know,
There still is a very big gray area on what's meta and what's not. I know that there's a lot of chamber being played on Sunset, and I'm quite excited to hear that. So, but yeah, no, it's nobody's really figured it out yet.
Yeah, but hey, that's a question for if we actually do head to the third game. We're starting off on Lotus here into Agent Select. Nobody's locked in yet, just kind of hovering.
See a hover on the Yoru from Yex. Oh, now it's Reyna.
Yeah, well, we never know. You never know. Okay.
Yeah, so I think if I do recall, Lotus got rid of one of the ult orbs, right? I think it was outside of B.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of changes to the map in general. I know they added a lot of more like corners, especially heading onto A site. So that's definitely something to keep in mind as UMD takes on Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to clear, like when you're trying to take A site, right next to door, you have to like clear a full 90 degrees in order to make sure no one's in that corner. So that's definitely going to be something that the players here have to work with. And B site was also slightly modified. I think B is more open now than it used to be.
Yeah, there was some changes on C site too. Now walking into C site, it's a 50-50 angle, and Raze, especially on Lotus, is going to be really helpful because of her power to clear those 50-50 angles there and help get her team on site.
Yeah, so UMD has selected their agents. I believe Ohio has as well. And yes, here we are. We're running the Breach on Initiator, which I think is a great call here.
Yeah, that breach and Raze are always a deadly combo. And adding in the Sova too. The Sova has almost perfect recon on a map like Lotus.
Yeah, and Astro sticking with Omen. He's found so much success playing controller on this team, and I think he obviously is making a great decision to stick with Omen here. So let's see, we have Eugene on Killjoy. I believe that is Flaps on Sova, and Yex taking the duelist role.
This is definitely going to be pretty interesting game because on Ohio State's side, they're running a double controller. They've got that Viper in there, and the double controller, as we've seen in the past, is a very strong roster on this map.
Yeah, especially with Ohio State starting on defense, UMD is going to have to cook up a mean attack here. And it looks like they're going to start by just kind of defaulting. Looks like they might regroup, maybe look towards B and the A side a little bit more. And Eugene is peeking out into an angle. Oh my god, Eugene finds an amazing pick to open up this match, and that's going to give a lot of space to UMD here.
That's in such a good position. Eugene also got a tag onto the KJ too.
Yeah, Eugene entering as a KJ here has been going crazy, and now UMD has this bomb down, and Ohio State.
Careful, they do know the flank is there.
Yeah, but I think there's 3 UMD players watching this flank here, but it looks like there's also 3 Ohio State players on the other side, and Astro finds the opening pick off of that flank, but Eugene and Flaps are right there behind him. Oh, but Eyes here found 3, and it's down to a 1v1, or 2v1 here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Eyes is pretty low. And
Spartacus does get the final kill.
yeah, that was well played by UMD. Got a little scary at a certain point when it got down to that 2v1.
I think Eyes just caught everybody by surprise and peeked outside of window.
Yeah, that group flank I think drawed a lot of attention towards that side, and Eyes was able to kind of get some nice picks there while their attention was not towards that site.
Yeah, and we do see UMD opting in to get 3 rifles and potentially the Guardian.
Yeah, UMD looking to buy up here. And it looks like they're starting off this round pretty similar to how they went last round. Nothing too aggressive off the bat, despite having those guns in their hands.
There is a 4 stack outside of in B.
Yeah, I think Ohio State thinks that UMD is gonna head towards B site, but things are again still really quiet as it looks like UMD is starting to make their way up towards Mound, and C is not heavily contested by Ohio State, but certainly those B players can easily rotate, and door is certainly an option here, although the door is pretty tricky on this map. It's really loud and it's really slow, so I feel like it's hard to find success sometimes with that.
Yeah, UMD's really got to be. And they are aware of what's hiding behind the door, and they do get 2 kills from there, but looks like Flaps did get taken down.
Yeah, so UMD still playing with the advantage at this point. Oh, but this is, oh my gosh, this Viper just so quietly lurked up there, found one with the classic, but Eugene is there to find that trade. And OSU has to cook up a 2v3 retake here. And Eugene is low, so that's certainly something to consider here, especially with Deagles in their hands. Eugene is 1 shot.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous spot. Asher looking to take some fights.
Last player standing.
Yeah.
Next gets 1, and he gets the 2nd. That was brilliant.
Yeah, yet again, Eyes was the last person to die there, so maybe we're starting to sense a little bit of a pattern in terms of late rotations and flanks coming from OSU.
Yeah, this is going to be OSU's first buy round, so this is where the game gets kind of tricky, because whoever takes this round, basically whoever's really good in this round, if OSU is able to save all of their guns, they're ahead of Nikon. But on the other hand, if UMD can take this round, that puts OSU in like a deficit for another maybe 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, huge round here, and there's a one-way holding UMD attackers off of A site slightly, and Omen is holding this really sick off angle, which is going to catch UMD by surprise unless they decide to use their utility like Spartacus is doing right now, taking space onto this site. Omen hasn't peeked out yet, and there's a trade with Astro, so now they have a little bit more space towards A main. It looks like Yex is going to be using his Roomba to clear that tight corner we were talking about while we were loading up into the game.
Yeah, it looks like both sides have just kind of settled down here, maybe trying to read out where everybody is. Eugene is lurking up through C, maybe trying to find a pick here, figure out where the util is.
Yeah, I think he knows that there's KJ utility on C, which is gonna definitely inform UMD's next decision here. But OSU looks pretty spread out. It doesn't look like they stacked or they rotated A too heavily, as UMD looks like they're heading B site, and they're going to have to be wary of this OSU defender up on top of the B site. Astro using a smoke wisely there, but regardless...
does get the trade. That's a very big kill. They have complete site control and B and C link.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing pretty aggressively off the spike here, maybe trying to catch some late rotates. Not going to find anyone off of the C site, but coming in towards this back here, Astro finds his 3rd kill of the game, and Flaps is there to follow, and Astro with the 4K, huge round.
Well played from from UMD there, and especially well played from Astro. You know, he's racking up those kills.
Yeah, like we said, although he does play a controller role, you cannot rule him out for getting those kills. Like we said, he's 6-2 right now to start things off.
That is, yeah, that's a very good. That's the kind of position you want to be in as a controller. Is like, you know, having that high kill. I mean, it's always nice to have a high kill count, but like even in Astro's scenario, you know, he's still flashing for his teammates. He's still throwing smokes where they need to be.
Yeah, obviously, he's been having a great game so far. UMD looking like they want to take fast space onto C site, but this Viper utility is going to slow things down a little bit. Wonder if UMD is going to push forward regardless of that, or if they're going to consider backing off a little bit. But no, it looks like Yex is ready to take this site with 3 OSU defenders holding it. Flash finds the opening pick. Yex quickly runs onto site, finds his. And the rest of his team is there to follow, and UMD has this site, but Yex does get taken down. Spartacus is there to get that trade-off. And UMD officially has site.
Yeah, there was so many trades that went back in there. Or not a lot, but the entry onto site, getting those kills, that entry from Yex was just really good, because the stinger on site would have been the biggest problem that UMD would have had to face going into post plant.
Yeah, and even though Yex did die eventually, his teammate was right there behind him, and Eugene finding his kill for the game, and the double swing comes out, and UMD is able to clean up yet another round.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty good spot for UMD here. I mean, like, not just round wins, they're already 4-0, but look at their econ, look at their money. They're rich.
Yeah, money certainly is not going to be a concern for UMD for at least the next couple rounds, but OSU, on the other hand, looks like they're full buying here. Not everyone's able to purchase full shields, but this is a huge round for OSU. They have to win.
Yeah, like you said, this is a pretty big swing round, you know. At this stage, if OSU takes this round, it can help swing momentum in this way. But right now, UMD has all of the momentum. OSU has nothing right now.
Yeah, it's certainly. And UMD slowly seeing what's happening on this B side. I think they're checking for utility. And there is a Viper wall, but other than that, I don't think they're going to be met with too much on the other side from Ohio State. And Spartacus looks like he was dumping a fair amount of his utility there onto B site, but it looks like there's going to be a fast rotate here to take this C site, unbeknownst to Ohio State, as they're not able to defend it. There's just a little bit of cage utility left, but that's no problem for UMD, as they have so much space here.
And Yex going really deep into CT.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the defenders on the other side are going to notice that. And no, Yex swings, finds one. Eugene finds his as well. And Eugene falls, but Yex and Astro coming in with the kills, leaving just one OSU defender here. And not looking good for OSU.
Yeah, like Yex talked about in the interview, you know, like the last time they played OSU, he went off, and he's just going to take, and what he said was he's going to take that confidence into this game. And so far it looks, oh my gosh!
That scared me. No, because he was looking towards Mound, right? And he's able to kind of 180 on that Omen there. Okay, that was some insane reaction from Yex. That just kind of tells you a little bit about, like you were saying, the confidence that they're coming in with this game, you know, being aggressive in those situations, not playing it safe, waiting for the bomb to tick off, but, you know, pushing into the last defender there.
I mean, if you have this much like momentum, obviously your confidence is going to be through the roof, and like we're seeing that with Yex skydiving straight into CT.
Yeah, and OSU, they have to save, or at least half buy. And UMB's going to use the ultimate. I believe Flaps is looking to take any OSU defenders off of the C site, and Eugene follows that up with the KJ lockdown to further hold down C. Astro, finding a pick towards B site. And UMD will wait for that lockdown to go off, and one player is detained. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get to them in time. Astro's watching this flank, though, and he finds the first flanker. Is he going to be aware of the second? It looks like he did know but couldn't find the kill.
And those Omen TPs will always get you. You never really know what side they're going to peek from.
Yeah, or if they went up or down, if it was a fake, you know, just kind of have to use your game sense at that point. Maybe it's a little bit of a guess too.
And Yex already knew where he was and got that kill.
Yeah, UMD starting off strong. It looks very similar to the last time we played Ohio State in terms of score for the first game.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Yeah, and OSU is going to take a timeout to, you know, think about how they can respond to what UMD is bringing to the table so far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're OSU, you kind of have to take a timeout here. You know, you need to stop UMD from having this much momentum. Like, you really, like, in OSU's position, they really need a round.
Yeah.
And this next round is, I believe, is their bye round. And they have a couple ults to use. So if they want any chance to get back in this game, they need to use this timeout well.
Yeah, I totally agree. And let's look at Astro just one more time. Look at his statistics here, because he has been such a big deal this game thus far. 1.2 KD as a controller. We said this in the pregame, but we are really seeing it in action here during the first couple rounds.
We're seeing that and more. I think he's 7-2 right now, or actually probably even 8-2 after that last round.
Yeah, so OSU is out of this timeout. Let's see what they've decided to change their defense here. And they are on defense, so I feel like this would be the time where they would want to, you know, maybe get ahead a little bit, because, you know, sometimes attack can be hard on Lotus.
Most definitely. They do have that Viper ult, and that Viper ult is going to be really key to locking down a site. I think they might even invest a KJ and Viper ult into this round just to kind of switch the momentum going.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And UMD not being super aggressive out of the timeout, but neither is Ohio State. It looks like most of their players are stacked up towards C site, but UMD doesn't look like they're looking towards C, with the exception of Yex, who I believe is just kind of there to throw things off, as he's been their main entry. So that's going to, I think, persuade Ohio State to maybe think that UMD is trying to hit C, when in reality it looks like the rest of Maryland's running towards B. And
Astro does get that kill. That's huge, because now they don't have their retake ults.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that brings down Eyes, who's been a big deal late rounds for OSU. And we are 3v3 here. The spike is not down yet, but it looks like all three OSU, or two of the three OSU players were on C site, with one staying on A, and Flaps not able to find that kill. And like you said, the Viper pit is down.
Yeah, and Yex investing that ult in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he could find anyone quite off of that ultimate, but it looks like they pushed through the Viper pit to get onto site in order to plant the spike, and Eugene like takes down that Viper pit, which is huge. And I don't think the spike didn't get planted quite yet. This is all up to Yex here. Will Ohio State be able to pull in their first round? It's all up to Yex. He still has to plant the bomb here, and he has to do it fast before the clock hits 4 seconds if he wants to get it down. So he has to stick this. He gets off of it, which is risky. Finds the first one, is looking for the second, and cannot quite get there in time.
It's just a matter of seconds in those rounds.
Yeah, that was certainly close. Yex would have had to pull off a whole lot there with planting in time and or killing both of them before 4 seconds.
Most definitely, most definitely. I think I'm kind of curious as to what they had B site. I don't know why they went back to A. Maybe it was just the call, because they felt like they would have gotten flanked from the players coming off of C.
Yeah, you might be right, considering OSU has been flanking quite a bit, but OSU finds their first round out of that timeout, so clearly something went right during that timeout conversation. UMD investing a breach ultimate onto A site. Yex is taking space fast with the satchels, is looking for the first pick on site. He finds it. Spartacus is right there behind him. UMD takes site so fast.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, this Raze breach combo is just so good. And Spartacus does get one, but Flaps is taken down. Spike is not planted yet. And Yex with a beautiful headshot to end this round off. Yeah,
what a read from the Viper on OSU, spraying into that smoke and able to find the planter. That's an insane read.
I mean, it is I think that is the most common spot to play or to plant the spike. Because, I mean, you have the entirety of main and mound to work with. So it was a very well done play by the Viper.
Yeah, so UMD responds after OSU found their first round here. Again, economy still looking good for UMD. It looks like Yax is gonna trail in front of the rest of his team like he has been doing, taking space. Looks like UMD's gonna focus on clearing tree and taking site pretty quickly once again onto A, and Spartacus is here to watch this flank where he is gonna find 2 OSU players there, and Astro's there with him. I think they're holding a double angle here. Astro finds the first one, but Astro gets neon stun, so he has to kind of play more passive there as he does get picked. Yeah, and the rest of the OSU players appear to be coming from spawn.
Yex gets one.
Yeah, Yex gets one, but yeah, he gets traded. And I think UMD is going to be able to handle this pretty well. And yep, Flaps finds
Flaps is able to clean up the round there.
Yeah, 8-1. UMD is running through this match. It's gone by pretty quickly so far. And yeah, look at the scoreboard. Yex and Astro tied at 12 kills.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you don't normally see from a controller. But like we said, he's just... He knows his agent. He knows how to play it. He knows where he's supposed to be in the round to help support his team. And he's doing it by getting those kills, by trading people that go on the site.
Yeah, UMD once again looking to take looks like the same play as last round where Yex is satcheling up pretty aggressively and is going to take tree, it looks like. OSU does have a decent defense here set up on A with the KJ and Sky sitting back. But they also have a few players here towards B, knowing that UMD could easily break that wall and hit B really quickly. And it looks like Spartacus is teasing OSU, at least with his utility, about that possibility.
Right there.
Able to clear out that KJ turret.
Yeah, and UMD walking back towards A site. Flaps almost had the timing. Oh wow, Eyes able to find 2, is looking for a third, but Eugene responds. And UMD is in a 2v4 here. I think they haven't gotten the spike down yet. I think they maybe had the time to, but decided not to in order to draw some defenders there to find some kills. But Eugene gets taken down, and Astro's kind of stuck here with 2 players right on him. And yeah, it's too much for Astro to take down 4 of the Ohio State players. Therefore, Ohio State finds their second round, making it 8-2.
Yep, getting close to switching. I mean, so far, OSU has a very defense-sided comp. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting seeing what they do in attack. Because, I mean, UMD has a pretty balanced comp, running the 2 initiators, duelists, and single controller and sentinel. And they're already doing phenomenally on attack. Granted, this is an attack-sided map, too, because you have three options to choose from.
Yeah, and Eugene finds an early pick towards A site, although it doesn't look like UMD is looking to push A site anytime soon. And Eugene is still looking for another one. He's not rotating to catch up with the rest of his team towards C, but it does look like OSU will be doing that on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, OSU looking to take some space outside of B. Maybe try to catch C off guard. Immediately fall back in the KJ turret.
Yeah, and it looks like OSU is pretty aggressive on this B site, trying to ensure that there's no UMD players there, but I think Yex is about to make his move here onto C.
Now here we see the Raze. The Raze is just so good at covering those 50-50 angles.
Oh, and Yex with his Roomba gets his own trade there. Yeah, and UMD doubling back towards B site, but there are still Ohio State defenders there ready for them, but Flaps is trying to plant this bomb, but I think OSU expects it, but no, Flaps gets off the plant, and but it's just too much for UMD. I think Ohio State kind of stayed on, like did not let go of that B site, and that's what lost UMD the round.
Yeah, it's really hard to play those rounds when there's just so much to cover. Because I mean, they were getting shot by eyes through the door, and then they had the neon come straight out of C-Link too. It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, that link between C and B, I feel like has been an important part in this game, especially for UMD, because they're able to quickly, rotate from B and C really fast, and Ohio State responded really well that time, anchoring on B, not over-rotating, and they're able to catch UMD's fake on C.
I think Ohio State must have the read that everybody's C. They have 2 coming out of A.
And Yex with his ultimate is looking for an entering pick, but I think OSU backed off of that wisely.
No picks, but they do have to be wary of this door.
Yeah, I think Astro plans to have pretty good eyes on this door here as he's hiding in that box. And the KJ ultimate is invested by Eugene for UMD. Yeah, Astro and Flaps definitely paying a lot of attention to that door. Yeah, looks like Neon will open that door as Eyes finds the actually just huge pick for OSU, and Tabini's there to follow. Oh my goodness, so many kills going back and forth all of a sudden, like we said, in that B and C door area.
Last player standing.
Eugene is able to take down one.
Enemy remaining.
Does not get it.
Okay, it's all up to Astro here. The bomb is planted for him, so he's going to use his TP here to... Oh my goodness.
And Astro gets the final kill.
Yeah, that was really well played by Astro using his TP there. Again, like we said earlier, you never know where an Omen's going to go with their TP. You don't know if they're faking or if they're going, across the site, if they're going high or low.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with that box being added in too. I mean, so far we've seen Yex satchel onto the box. We've seen Astro TP into that box numerous times.
Yeah, Astro's positioning that round really important for UMD. He did not move from that door area, and I think that's a good call because even if you do lose control of site, the bomb is planted for him, so he's able to make a play like that without, having to chase down where the diffuser is.
Definitely, and we're coming into the half at 3-9. UMD's up. We've seen this before.
We have seen this before. Hopefully this is not a 9-3 situation. I don't want to cast or curse anything. And damage has been done by UMD, but the Sky comes in handy there for Ohio State. And Astro already using his smokes pretty wisely there, which is going to slow things down on the Ohio State side, as it looks like they're making their way towards C, where I believe Eugene has KJ set up here.
Yes, this is going to be very dangerous. He doesn't have his turret, but he still has everything else. And especially these swarm grenades on pistol round doing just enough damage just to get that 100 HP down. It's so overpowered.
Yeah, and he certainly did use that nade, just like you said. And again, Ohio State couldn't go B because of the smoke, couldn't go A because of the KG util, and now is looking towards A site, where it looks like just Flaps is holding on site.
But we do see a huge rotation coming
30
out
seconds left.
from UMD.
Yeah, and OSU has to act fast here. It does look like they were defaulting up until 30 seconds left, and they have to decide where they want this bomb to go quickly. Yeah, and Astro has the read, though, and is able to tell the rest of the team about this B presence, but it does look like Ohio State will be planting C site, and UMD has to retake. Spartacus does have a little bit of utility to work off here, but and he looks like he'll use one of the flashes to help out his team, but the counter flash comes in from OSU, and Spartacus, oh my goodness, could not find that kill because I think there were just way too many Ohio State players watching that same entry as soon as they knew that that's where all three of our defenders were for UMD.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have multiple heads popping up on your screen, so you're like, which one do I go for?
Yeah, that's definitely happened to me before. It's very easy to swing into like 3 people and then miss on all of them because it's just a little overwhelming. So yeah, OSU takes the first pistol round and they're buying up with that. We see a Phantom and a Vandal for the OSU side, and UMD has to save.
Revealing area.
There.
Couple shots hitting on to Flaps there.
Yeah, Astro pulls out his one way, but he gets picked off by Team Beanie. And OSU has made some fast space here towards B side, but Spartacus finds an amazing shot with his deagle. And OSU is weighing their options back towards C site, where they are going to be met with KJ utility from Eugene.
Yeah, smart of Eugene just to kind of back off there and let them come to him.
Yeah, especially since it was just him on that site, it's too hard to, you know, hold any ground there when you got all 4 of the other attackers coming right at you. So yeah, that was a wise move from Eugene, and Yex is creeping up on flank here. His HP is not looking great, but if he can get a kill on someone who's unaware of his location, that would be a huge deal.
There.
They are aware of Yex.
Yeah, and Spartacus making some noise here out of Waterfall, and like you said, are aware of Yex, got the kill on Yex.
Player standing.
But Flaps gets traded too, and Spartacus' HP is just not looking good. And OSU is finding success on attack so far.
So far. I mean, they only have 2 guns now. So this is going to be kind of hard to bounce back from that going into this next round. But UMD should be in a good position right now. I mean, they have roughly a full buy, probably more like a half buy for some. But even still, look at the guns that OSU have to use.
Yep.
There is an outlaw.
I've seen Outlaw for the first time in the stream so far, so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. But Yex gets shut down immediately. A huge deal for UMD, but Spartacus is there to back him up, and so is Flaps. Flaps gets traded, and then Eugene there to follow up. So things happen very quickly. We are 2-2 now. HP slightly favoring the Ohio State side, as Eugene is just a little bit low. I'm not sure if we saw the Outlaw come into use that round. Oh, Astro, what a shot, and is looking for the other one, and he's spraying through smoke and cannot find the Viper, so it's up to Eugene here with not all the HP, but
sneaking behind.
Yeah, Eugene had great timing there. You know, I don't think they were expecting both of the players to be right behind each other. And Eugene did a good job at not revealing his location as soon as Astro peeked out. I think that's what won them that round.
Yeah, I mean, the timing doesn't get any better there.
Yeah, so UMD taking their first round on defense. Hopefully they can find some momentum off of that despite their loadouts not looking ideal.
Yeah, they are going to have to kind of save a little bit here. They are going to invest one Vandal, and look who the hands of that Vandal is going into.
Yep, it's got to be Yex.
It's always Yex.
Yeah, it looks like Eugene is being a little bit aggressive here on defense. I'm not sure if he's going to peek into anyone quite yet, but Eyes is there expecting some aggression, but Eugene is there to find the trade for his teammate, evening things out.
And that is a rifle for them, too.
Yeah, that's a huge deal for Eugene to get that Vandal into his hands, should they be in a retake. And Flaps cannot hold down the site because of the sheer numbers of the OSU players there who had their crosshairs on him.
Watch them run.
Yeah, and the Omen ultimate is invested for OSU. It looks like they're trying to get an angle here off of tree should a UMD player peek into tree. It looks like Astro might. Oh wow, what
Astro
a shot.
Gets
Yeah, what a shot from Astro as he tries to make more space into tree.
Oh, and that's huge. The Viper pit is down.
Yeah, that is a big kill from Eugene, and it's a 2v2. They have to defuse the spike and find the kills here. Yex finds the first one. Can he find the second and defuse the spike in time?
It's not going to be enough time, but does not get the kill too.
Yeah, that was a close round though. Honestly, that was one of the more exciting rounds we've seen so far in this game so far. It came down to the wire there.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's just a matter of seconds in those kinds of rounds. But the Viper ult did prove to have its use, even though Viper was taken down. So well played by OSU there on the post plant.
Yeah, and like you said, that's a big deal for UMD, getting that Viper ultimate out of the game as we start nearing these double-digit rounds here.
Yeah, and both teams have a relatively similar econ, if not the exact same. So this is anyone's game right now.
Yeah, and Astro's
coming out.
Oh my
goodness. The entire
goodness.
team is coming out.
Some great teamwork for UMD there, swinging, getting that timing right on all of their swings to just take down OSU. What a decisive round.
Yeah, and we see a flawless from UMD. That's exactly what they need right now.
Yeah, they needed that momentum, especially heading into, they're on their 11th round win for this game. So as they start to near 13, it's good to get some confidence and momentum under their belt.
Definitely. Especially, they get to keep all their guns. So they have a couple of rounds to work with here. Just a little bit of breathing room with their money. But this isn't looking good for OSU. This is they have to save this round, and then that puts us into match point.
Yeah, so like you said, OSU having to somewhat surrender this round unless they can pull off a thrifty, which would be hard, and certainly hard if you have Spartacus on your team, who is there with a Vandal. As it looks like UMD will push up pretty aggressively here, and OSU might be able to pick up this Vandal if they're able to get to Spartacus's body, but I think Astro's trying to prevent that from happening as he has eyes on A main, and oh my goodness, all the OSU players are just sitting in the smoke. This is either going to be good or bad for Astro, and Astro finds one. I think he was flashed and he gets traded, and good round for UMD.
Yeah, going into this next round, look at how many UMD players have their ults. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah, UMD has, the odds are in their favor here with all their ultimates and their economy and their momentum. So UMD definitely looking to close this out right here, right now.
Yeah, and let's talk about Asher again. I mean, this is his game.
Yeah, definitely 20 and 13. Like we said, take a look at these stats one last time, folks, if you haven't yet, because he is definitely such an important player for UMD, and I'm sure we're going to continue to see that as we head into this match point.
Some trades coming out, and Neon is going crazy.
Yeah, with the ultimate there, again, it's just a super powerful piece of util to have available. And Eugene is just not able to flick fast enough. And OSU has pretty good positioning here to take this round unless Astro can work a little bit of magic.
Yeah, definitely don't discount Astro. This, like we said, this is his game right now, and he's got a lot of confidence going into this game, so it's not over for UMD for this round.
Yeah, you're certainly right. And it looks like Ohio will play pretty passively away from the spike. They're waiting for a diffuse signal, and they'll get it. Astro can take one down with him, but not many more after that.
But hey, a kill's still a kill.
Yeah,
that's
obviously.
one more gun out of the hands of OSU.
Yeah, I'm glad he was able to at least get one there. And I did see someone purchase an operator. I'm not sure if that was a tease. And we'll have to wait before we find out if that is indeed an operator, because it looks like there is going to be a timeout.
Yeah, so this half has been pretty swingy lately. I mean, yeah. UMD did have a pretty good lead to start with, but OSU looked like they were going to come back, but then UMD showed some resistance, and then the last round, it was OSU's round to win.
Yeah, like you said, I think the first half looked really decisive, and for some reason here in the second half, it's been more back and forth, just like you said. And while UMD does certainly have a better position here at 12, they still really have to earn this win.
Definitely, yeah. OSU's not letting up. Even though they're down by 5, I think it is, they're not going to give up.
Yes, I think you're exactly right. And yeah, the operator was returned. So we won't see that this round yet. I haven't seen the outlaw very much either in this
I
one
think
game.
we only saw one outlaw, but
Yeah.
we didn't even see anything with it.
Yeah, I don't think it was able to find a kill that round. Maybe Lotus just isn't the map for using the outlaw.
Yeah, I don't think Icebox is too.
We will have to see.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Astro is holding down this B side, and they're going to run it into some of these OSU attackers, and Astro's able to do a fair bit of damage, and he does get concussed, so he has to back up and smoke off, but just before that smoke is able to come into effect, he gets picked off, and that's a huge pick for OSU.
Here.
Yeah, OSU players looking to just kind of regroup here and kind of settle down. Yex gets an amazing headshot.
Yeah, and Yex using the ultimate is trying to find one and can't, but he's certainly aware that there's players creeping up all around him, especially this Neon here. Yex is about to swing into 2 Ohio State players. I'm surprised no one's died yet from that, and it's Spartacus using his utility who finds a kill.
Spartacus does get taken down.
30
Yeah, so
seconds left.
Flaps is gonna have to find some way onto B site, but Eyes is right there expecting it.
Yeah, I just want to talk about Breach, because as we saw back in that little corner, everything was like Breach stun, Breach flash. I mean, there was an aftershock in there too. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot to keep up with, to be honest.
Yeah, and with the map changes, there are more corners to clear, which I think definitely incentivizes the Breach pick here, because you can spam a lot of your utility into those corners instead of having to get a player to actively clear it.
UMD looking to save this round. They do have sheriffs, or at least Eugene does.
Yeah, and this time it's Yex who's going to be holding B site with a Bulldog in hand. Spots one, but no damage has been done quite yet. Spartacus is right there behind him. Yeah, and Eugene gets picked off. I think he was holding towards C site there. And this is kind of very reminiscent of the previous round where it was really quiet to start out with, and then there was one pick, and then it all kind of fell apart. So let's see how UMD responds with this A push from OSU, and Flaps and Astro immediately get picked off of this A site, which is going to open things up for OSU. But Yex has an amazing flank here, but this KJ bot spots him out, but regardless, he's able to find Eyes there. Let's see if he can find another one. I'm not sure if he's going to have great positioning for that, considering OSU is not too eager to peek into that flank.
Last player standing.
Yeah, there's nothing you can really do there with that Omen one way, and Neon gets the drop on Spartacus.
Yeah, UMD I think wasn't, planning to invest everything into that round. I think that was more of like a save and rebuild situation going. So hopefully this round we can have full loadouts and use our ultimates.
Yeah, we do have two ultimates here, and that KJ ult is hopefully will become pretty useful.
Yeah, it can definitely sway the round a lot. And Astro, it does have, Astro is there watching A site, and UMD's going to leave C and B relatively clear. OSU, I'm not sure, has the read on that, as it looks like they're defaulting as the round is starting.
Maybe a little bit of an accidental button push there.
It happens.
In a game this close, that's not something you really wanna see.
Yeah, and UMD being slightly less aggressive on the defensive side than they have been in previous rounds. They really are waiting for OSU to push into them first, which I think is a wise decision considering the loadouts they have this game. And things are quiet, but it's the calm before the storm, because it does look like OSU is going to start their entry here onto A side, and Yax takes some HP down, and Flaps is there to use his ultimate to finish off any players who are low HP to begin with.
30 seconds left.
Asher not able to find that kill.
Yeah, and HP, like I said, is really not looking good for this OSU side. UMD definitely has a chance here to close out this game if they play their cards right, and Eugene gets things off to a good start. An even better start with his second kill, and he's looking for the third and final kill here to close things out.
And it looks like everything's going to be closed out. And Eugene does finish off this game with a beautiful headshot and a great 3K.
What a good game. I think that game showed us we really do have a series on our hands.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we'll have to see how Icebox goes too, so anything can happen at this point. But UMD does take it up 1-0.
I'm very excited to see some Icebox gameplay here. We've had a long Icebox hiatus, so we're going to cut to a quick commercial break and make sure you guys tune back in to see some Icebox action.
Whether you're a new publisher or app developer, or if you've been around the block for a little while and you have your own ad ops team, Playwire is developing the solutions and products that are perfect for you.
RAMP stands for Revenue Amplification Management Platform. But really what it does, it helps you make more money per user, and it helps you simplify your business so you can just focus on what matters, which is making great content. So if you think about today's ecosystem, there's so many different pieces to run an ad tech platform.
RAMP brings the entire ad ecosystem under one umbrella. Everything from centralized ad unit creation to piping in those demand sources. We layer on a DMP, and we take care of your data privacy and consent management for you as well. We tie all of that together with robust analytics.
Playwire really offers our publishers two different models at this point. We've got the full service model where we come in and we cover everything. And there's now our new self-service model where you can come in and you can say, I just want Playwire to take care of some of these things for me. Another thing that we've had a lot of partners do with us in the past is say, hey, maybe I have a few of my own direct campaigns that I want to run. Or I've even got an ad ops team. I don't know whether Playwire is right for me because those people are doing a good job. We don't want to displace them in favor of Playwire. That's fine. We're happy to bring all the technology that we've put out there, but use it with your own team and with your own ad stack. What does that mean for you as a publisher? It means that you get to leverage all of the revenue maximization technology that we've got in place and still have all of the capabilities and all of the demand partners that you're used to working with. You can have your cake and you can eat it too.
We actually do things at such scale, right? We're serving 70 billion ads a month at this point. That's a huge benefit that we're passing on to the publisher.
Revenue intelligence marries human intelligence with machine intelligence. At its core, revenue intelligence is about taking all the demand that you're already getting and getting more out of it. We want to make it so that you're getting 10% more from your ad inventory without even worrying about who the advertisers are. It's based on us going in and understanding what are the places where we can put additional price pressure on. There's all sorts of situations like this where you can eke out little benefits and add them all up. You're quickly at a point where you are getting that 10, 15, 20% uplift on your revenue without having made any changes in who's actually doing the advertising.
Our DMP is built from the ground up to work in a cookieless environment and not use cookies to basically store, user behavior or anything like that. And it's built right into the RAMP platform.
We can tell advertisers information about user interests, but also user behavior, do it on a massive scale, do it in that real-time way that we also do with our revenue intelligence capabilities, and also do it in a way where we can leverage the size of our network. We're trying to do everything that we can to show you every step of the process of getting an ad onto the page. That means that we've got much richer charts and graphs, a lot more ability to look at a piece of information and drill down on it. Answer that question that maybe you didn't even know that you were asking. We're trying to make you think differently, actually, about your business, about how your business relates to advertising, and reveal all of that through the platform. So analytics are one big piece of it.
It's a constant evolution. We're constantly updating our technology. We're constantly creating the future.
It's a real challenge for publishers these days to navigate advertising technology. It seems like every 6 months there's some new challenge. And at Playwire, we make sure that we take all of that pain away from our publishers so they can focus on their core business of publishing.
Terp Adventures take flight at STAMP. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body, feed your mind, feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here your spirit can fly. Here your soul lifts up. Here you remember those who came before. This is STAMP. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp Adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
And welcome back. So like we said, we are about to head into the second game, and it is going to be Icebox. How are we feeling about that?
I think this team is definitely got something cooking up. I mean, UMD's gonna start on attack for Icebox, and I guess with the new changes, it's hard to figure out if it's an attack or defense sided map.
Yeah, because a lot of the bomb sites have been altered. There hasn't been many changes to the spawn area. The only other notable change other than the actual sites is tube. There's now a window when you're, as you just come out of kitchen and you're in tube, there's a window you can peek out to catch players towards spawn and rotating out of A site. And I personally am not used to that change yet, even when I play, and I always get caught with it. So I wonder how we're going to see the players respond to that today.
Yeah, that's definitely going to take lurking to another level.
Yeah. It really is, because you can just sit in that window and wait for inevitably someone's going to be walking towards that area. You know, especially if bombs plant today, you're going to minimum catch 2 people running towards there.
Mm-hmm. So I do have to ask, what is your opinion on Outlaw?
Outlaw, okay. I feel like it doesn't match my play style, so I'm not a big Outlaw user. However, it is frustrating getting hit once, and then after that you're at 10 HP and you're 1 tap after that. So it's just an adjustment I think all Valorant players are going to have to make. And I think the adjustment's going to come in, do I really want to ego peek this angle, or am I going to get outlawed third round and, be an instant death for my team? What are your opinions about it?
So I have to say I do like Outlaw. I think it, especially for Chamber, it really suits Chamber's playstyle. Because, speaking of Chamber,
why are there 3 people hovering Chamber? Anyway, sorry, continue.
But yeah, no, Outlaw, it really fits Chamber's playstyle specifically because, you can instantly hot swap to his gunning and clean up whatever's left of whoever, really. But
yeah, that could be really powerful with a Chamber playing on Outlaw. And I did see a Sage pick for UMD. I'm all here for it. I am a Sage activist. I was really upset when they nerfed her self-heal. I took that really personally. But I think Sage could be a really influential piece here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sage's wall, doesn't matter where you are on the map, it always has some sort of use. Like I know with the new changes, I think on B site, like the Sage wall is really good for just locking down part of that area, and then you can get an ult orb for free.
Yeah, and both teams opting for the Sage pick. I am really excited to see, as a former Sage main before self-heal got nerfed, I am so excited to see how Sage gets played in some high-level gameplay here.
Yeah, so we do have a mirror comp here going on Icebox, and this is going to be pretty interesting considering last game when UMD played OSU, we saw some really interesting comps, I think, in the past, but I think we saw Arena last time these two teams played.
Yeah, and we don't see the Arena yet. Both teams opting for the Jett Duelist pick, which is a great decision on Icebox. And I'm expecting to see at least some operators here as we get later into the game.
Oh, definitely. If you have a Jett, you're sure enough to find some sort of sniper.
And it looks like UMD is starting on attack, and they had success starting on attack in the previous game, so let's see if they're able to translate that here onto Icebox. Yex has picked the role of the Duelist yet again, and it looks like he's going out to entry as Flaps utilizing that wall off the bat to secure the plant.
And that Viper Snakebite didn't hit, so still keep his entire health.
Yeah, UMD able to get bombed down pretty fast, and that Sage wall is still up, and OSU has to break it if they want to create any space here onto the site. And Looks like Spartacus is actually going to break the wall and aggressively peek out onto the diffusers, finds 2 of them.
Last player standing.
Eyes super low.
Yeah, Eyes is really low, and Astro and Spartacus, they're working together to close down that retake, and that took some courage right there to peek into that, like break the wall.
Yeah, really.
And then, yeah, because obviously when you break that wall, there's a big audio cue, so it's not like it's a surprise to the other team, and peeking into that and right-clicking with a classic, huge kill.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, there's also somebody sitting on Spike whose job it is to defend Spike, but Spartacus just didn't care.
Yeah, Spartacus,
I see a head,
yeah.
I'm going to click it.
If you're Spartacus, it works for you. So Astro looked like he was trying to make his way out to mid, but looks like he's going to back up. But it's Ohio State who's being aggressive. But regardless, Astro finds 3 with this deagle.
Oh my gosh.
Astro yet again making all the difference here, and Flaps is there to clean it up.
We
There
see
he
Astro
is.
right there.
Astro. I heard him saying in between games that his previous performance in the last game was sponsored by Celsius, which is an energy drink if you're unaware. Very popular here in College Park.
Especially during finals week.
Oh, yeah.
Can't tell you how many times I go to a vending machine and all the energy drinks, especially the Celsius, are gone.
Yeah. Yeah, people definitely do live off of those towards finals week. But hey, I guess it's giving Astro the push he needs to perform at his highest level here. So UMD finding success in the first 2 rounds, and it looks like they're looking towards B site yet again. But Eugene has that lurk similar to what we saw in Lotus. Oh, Yex.
Yex with a
Crazy
beautiful
one-tap.
headshot.
Yeah, that was a great one tap from Yex. And Eugene being slightly more aggressive here with the lurk. He's not going to find anybody on A site, but the rest of his team is trying to make their way onto B. And UMD is doing a fair bit of damage here, but it looks like they're going to back off, actually. And maybe that was the whole plan all along, was for Eugene to scout out A site. He noticed it was clear, so maybe the comms came through to head over towards A.
Eugene is in such a great spot right now.
Yeah, and Eugene is holding a cross hold here, and he's going to find Eyes, and then he's going to back up towards A site to support the rest of their team in the defense efforts. And that wall from Flaps, I think, was used to peak that angle, because I don't think it's going to be enough to hold the defenders out from that top part in order to defuse the spike. And Eugene gets traded as he's trying to defend the site here, as it looks like Flaps and Spartacus will play off the site because they know bomb is planted for them.
1 enemy remaining.
Yeah, and Flaps finds the first pick on the Viper, whose HP was not looking great, and Spartacus is right there behind him. So Flaps and Spartacus playing together, each finding one there to close out that round. I thought that Sage wall was going to be the type of wall where you can't even access that upper level.
I think that's what the intention was, but you know, if you're a jet, you can just fly around with your hover.
Yeah, and UMD full loadouts in hand, full shields, econ looking great. UMD should have the advantage here yet again heading into the 4th round.
Yeah, let's just talk about this for a minute. Like, look at how each teams are centered around post plant. The whole idea is to use a Sage wall to get spike planted, and then you have so much util. You have Sova darts, you have Viper mollies, you have KJ mollies too.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of utility here that's made the difference here post plant for UMD, especially like you said, that Sage wall is huge, and it's something that each side is using pretty much every round because of how powerful it is. As we can see, Ohio State using it in a defensive manner, but Yex still able to find that kill despite the Sage wall. Yeah, and Spartacus right there to follow. So that's 2 OSU players who are already taken down from for UMD, but OSU responds there, finding 2, but not if Yex has anything to say about it, as he updrafts onto yellow, trying to get an off angle here. So UMD is able to get their plant down as Yex is peeking into kitchen where potentially some OSU defenders could be. And it looks like there will be. Tanguini is there, but Yex, what an amazing shot there. Great crosshair placement.
And Eugene able to take down Eyes right there.
Yeah, that was a great round from UMD. I think they had the loadouts in order to make that round very much in their favor.
Definitely.
So let's see how Ohio State can respond, hopefully having some more weapons at hand for them.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a fight going on at the beginning there. I think OSU just wanted to put that Sage Wall down just so they can get the ult orb.
Yeah, that was definitely a risky play for OSU. I don't think it quite worked out for them because UMD was pretty aggressive in immediately breaking down that wall, and then they found the Sage as actually their opening pick. So UMD does look like they're going to look towards A, I believe, for only the second time so far during this game. And it looks like it's contested by only 1 or 2 OSU players, but Eyes does find the early pick on Astro, which is huge for OSU considering how important Astro has been for the UMD side.
Eugene does get taken down while trying to plant Spike. It's not really a good thing for UMD here, but they are going to use the Sage Wall to just plant in default.
And Flaps goes in for the res on Eugene, but immediately gets picked off, and so does Eugene. It's hard to time those reses sometimes. You never know who has eyes on it.
And Spartacus.
Yeah, what a read from Spartacus there. And Yex is holding hell.
And Yex with the 3K!
There he is. Okay, Yex. Yeah, he just sat hell there, and I think just very aware that the OSU players have no choice but to run off of heaven right into his crosshair. So yeah, what a play from Yex.
Yeah, that Sage Ball did kind of save him too. It was such a well-placed Sage Ball because that stopped anybody from shooting him down by Cave, or I forgot what that's called, to be honest. I think it's Cave.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it like protected him really well. At the same time, it's kind of scary because I feel like he has no option but to fight there. You can't run anywhere else. But hey, Yex has the aim in order to pull that off, and we are in a timeout here.
Yeah.
By the way, so we do have a little bit of time before we get things going again.
Yeah, I think don't know exactly who called the timeout, but I assume it would be OSU.
Yeah, I would assume so too, because UMD has taken every round so far. I believe it's 5-0 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, smiles across the room here for UMD. This is looking very reminiscent from the previous match.
Yeah, they just got to really keep up this momentum here, and I think OSU, like last game, is taking a timeout just to kind of slow things down and try to get the game to swing back in their favor. And what is this? It looks like a little mud kip.
I'm missing the reference.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
That's like one of the most famous ones too. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I know we do have a rubber duck tradition here for Terps Esports. But yeah, I believe that is Yex's what he has brought to the studio today. Yeah, and Eyes once again takes on Astro for the second round in a row. Astro certainly is not too happy about that.
You should run.
What is invested here, and Flaps just get taken down. Spartacus is able to get a trade though.
Yeah, what a shot. Spartacus obviously there to respond, but Eugene used that ultimate, which is going to create a whole lot of space for UMD. Again, we see that wall up top, and Spartacus finds his second here. Yex is pushing aggressively, but gets taken down by Eyes, and the bomb is still not down yet, but Eugene able to finally plant and back away to safety, but he finds Eyes on his way down.
Revealing area.
Yeah, and the bomb is planted for Eugene here. He's able to find one in the...
Eugene!
Oh my goodness. Those were some amazing shots there. The way he was able to flick really quickly, that's incredible.
Really, I mean, it's just round after round we see something new and just something amazing.
Yeah, every player is certainly bringing their best to the table, and I see an operator for Ohio State.
This might be the momentum they need. I mean, if that operator doesn't do anything, it's gonna fall in the hands of Yex, and we've seen how good Yex is with an operator, and that's something you don't want to give him.
Yeah, especially as he's playing Jet. And let's see what's been going on with this Astro and Eyes mid fight that's been happening for the past previous rounds. And maybe we're not going to see much of anything as Eyes looks like he's backing off. But Astro, on the other hand, is still looking to take space mid.
Yeah, a little bit of a rivalry going on there.
Yeah, and up there he is, and he's trying to get the round started in UMD's favor, and he does
get it.
You know those things just for momentum, like for your own confidence at a certain point, I feel like. Yeah, but Yex unfortunately gets killed off of the entry, and UMD has to find another way to take space here without their main duelist.
And Eyes is gonna get rezzed.
Yeah, so that leans the numbers back up towards Ohio State's favor, and UMD has not taken all the space that they really need to on B site yet, but it looks like Astro is looking to possibly change that. And he does, finding a great pick there near Snowman, and he uses his ultimate too, but the Viper just plays so aggressively and counter ultimates here. So many ultimates being invested, with the Sova ult also coming into play, but the plant comes down. Eugene's able to pull that off, and Astro sitting in the Viper ultimate here. People's HPs are going to be low as they have to make their way through both of these ultimates. This could be huge as Eyes is able to find Spartacus and Eugene, but Astro finds his third kill of the round to respond, is looking for his fourth and finds it. But it is just going to be too much chaos from the Ohio State side, and I think those Viper ultimates just really turn things upside down there.
Yeah, definitely. It was very chaotic, and I think Astro had a really good idea to kind of sit in between the two Viper ults just so he doesn't take damage, but at some point, you know, you have to make a move, and I think that he just waited a little too long, but he still got kills. He still defended with his life, and he did that to a really good extent.
Yeah, so taking a look at the scoreboard here, Spartacus hopping the UMD side with 9, Astro quick to follow, and the rest is spread out pretty evenly. And OSU finds their first round on defense. And Eyes is looking to be pretty aggressive here. And it's the Astro Eyes fight, and Astro comes out victorious yet again.
Spike down B.
And UMD has certainly taken a hit to their HP with Spartacus and Astro being quite low, but then again, there is only 2 players online for Ohio State. And looks like the plant is able to come down relatively securely for UMD. Spartacus has the read that there's at least one Ohio State playing there. I'm not sure if he knows both. Or yeah, both of them are there.
Scanning ahead.
And Eugene is there to back him up, possibly hold a crossfire or potentially double swing into these Ohio State defenders.
This is a very good position because Eugene can just swing off. He does get the kill. Whiffed it just a little bit, but he does clean it up, and I think the Jet's going to be forced to kind of save this off for the next round.
Yeah, that was great positioning for Eugene there. I think if Eugene wasn't there, that round could have gone a lot worse, but he was there to kind of clean things up after the read was there.
Yeah, well played by UMD. Able to like trade the trades. There's so many.
Yeah, the teammates are really having each other's back here in terms of trade. I feel like sometimes one of the teammates is a little bit of a sacrifice just in order to get that trade, in order to, you know, make a little bit more space. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do, and UMD is certainly pulling it off here.
Yeah, let's talk about Spartacus for a second. Look at what he's doing. He's going 11-3 so far.
Yeah, this is his game so far, and yeah, he has a really high KD, and we're seeing that in full effect. Yeah, another thing, Spartacus has been such a big, had a big role to take over the kind of duelist role if Yex gets picked off early round. He's there with his utility as an initiator to make more space, and he has the kills to follow up.
Yeah, UMD's got to play it really careful here because these smokes that OSU have, they really like close off engagements. This op does take down Astro.
Yeah, but Yex is there to respond, and these rounds where Astro gets taken out quickly do tend to be a little bit difficult for UMD, but Yex coming in with the Outlaw. Hello, Outlaw. Welcome to the game. And Yex finds 2 immediately with his Outlaw, but there is an operator from the Ohio State side, and it looks like the Jet will be playing pretty aggressively with that.
Yex! So far with a 3K.
Yeah, but Yex does get taken down with Outlaw in hand, and it is up to this Jet here to peek out with the operator. Cannot find the kill, and Spartacus cleans it up, and hey, UMD could potentially have an operator in their hands next round.
Yeah, they definitely had the read KJ with his flank.
And Flaps and Spartacus are going to play this pretty wisely here, not really giving much of anything up to Eyes here. Spartacus is able to take them down. And I'm not sure if we picked up that operator.
I don't think so. I mean, it's pretty late in the first half. I think at this point, if you're already good with what you got, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yep. UMD 8-1, so certainly nothing is broke. And Spartacus and Yex here topping the leaderboard for UMD.
And Eyes doing his job on OSU here. I do see another op coming out here too.
Yeah, I'm so surprised he was able to repurchase that operator. I guess he must have had a decent economy there built up specifically for this. Is not able to find the first operator shot, but UMD is now fully aware that that operator is in play, and they're gonna have to respond accordingly. And Eugene will invest his lockdown in order to push these OSU defenders away from holding these entry points. So the lockdown doesn't quite find anybody. Oh, and Astro gets taken down mid. He's gone mid pretty much every round, and it's been really hit or miss. But Spartacus, like we said, able to find those trades there after Astro had the read that there was defenders mid.
Spartacus is getting some tags up on Eyes.
Yeah, and Eugene looks like was hanging mid for a little bit to catch some rotates. I don't think he's going to find any, so he's going to run over to help defend this bomb. And operator still in hand for the Ohio State side, but Yex, what a great shot as he backs up to avoid getting detained by the KJ ultimate.
It's going to be close. He does make it.
Nowhere to run!
Yeah, and the Sova ultimate is invested for UMD. Eyes gets traded, and Spartacus finds the third using his ultimate. Great round for UMD.
Yeah, that was a really good reaction to the flank from OSU. You know, UMD killed the flanks and immediately rotated, and that gave them basically the entire site. They did have to fight the Jet though, but the Jet wasn't really in position to take a fair fight.
And now we finally see a hit to OSU's economy as they're not able to buy much of anything. It looks like they might be forcing here just to get a couple rounds off of UMD before the half. And it looks like they're able to find Yex pretty immediately, so it's going to be mostly up to Spartacus here to use his utility. Unless Yex is back in the game because of the res, Astro finds Eyes, and suddenly this round has swung into UMD's favor. But Spartacus and Astro get taken out, and that's going to change things up.
Jet's grounded.
Flaps here finds the pick mid, doubles back towards A site to hopefully secure a plant, but they are going to have to deal with an OSU defender holding A site, but that wall comes in. Great use for Flaps.
Spike planted.
Yeah, the Sova ultimate invested for OSU is not going to find any kills off of that. It's not going to do much of any damage either. So it looks like Eugene is the only UMD player playing on site near the bomb, and certainly spots a couple of these OSU players looking to retake. And Yex has a great angle here.
Trades coming out.
Eugene gets traded, but bomb is planted in a pretty optimal position for UMD. So OSU would have to play this pretty perfectly as a team. Yeah, and it looks like they're able to pull that off with the Sova being aggressive and finding both of the remaining UMD players there.
Yeah, it was kind of a tough spot too for UMD. I mean, that position that the bomb was planted, you can't see that from Cat, so it's kind of hard when you have one person fighting from Cat and the other person fighting from down below.
Yeah, UMD was in quite a tough spot that game. I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of a repeat from last game. If this goes into 9-3, that would be a little bit funny because it's like the same exact score as the previous game. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same stuff, honestly. It's had the same vibe as we saw on Lotus.
We do see the Sage pulling out the op on OSU side.
Yeah, it looks like UMD is leaning towards this A site. They do spot an OSU defender. They're going to aggressively push. A Spartacus uses his knives, but takes a fair bit of damage, but Flaps is there to heal, to recover up. And Yex finds a second one using his knives, but his HP now is down for good without that heal available from Flaps.
Did get some tags on, I think it was the Viper, yeah. Oh, and he has the Judge.
Yeah, he does have the Judge available, which I think is a very smart play, especially if you're such low HP. And it looks like UMD does have pretty good eyes on flank here, but Astro finds two, but he gets traded off of that. And yes, with his Judge, like we were saying, coming in huge for UMD. And it's up to UMD to clean this up, and they do just that, putting it at 10-2.
Yeah, well played by Yextron there, getting 3 with not even the normal guns. I mean, he came in, got 2 with his knives, did some damage, and then cleaned up with a Judge.
Yeah, picking up that Judge was a really smart decision considering his HP and positioning. It's really heads-up play from Yex, and great round for UMD to put it at 10-2 instead of 9-3.
Yeah, definitely, and don't discount the rest of the guys. I mean, like Astro, he was going crazy too that round, and everybody else is just ready to support each other for that post plant.
Yeah, you're right, exactly. So now UMD on defense, they did struggle just a little bit more on the defensive side in the Lotus match. So looking to see how they can make adjustments here on Icebox. And Astro looking to head towards mid. That has not changed from the attack side. He pushed mid there before, and Eugene is getting pushed aggressively here, and he has to back up to safety. He's looking for just 1 or 2 here to make the numbers a little bit more even. He's not able to find it, but Astro is there to help him out a little bit and finds a trade.
That is a well-placed snake bite.
And Astro with the 3K and is still alive. He's taking a hit to his HP, but Yex is right there along with him. And now it's up to Flaps, Astro, and Yex to find eyes and take their first defensive round.
Yeah, they know where he is too. So this is a very interesting situation because now he has to clear both corners.
Yeah, it looks like UMD is going to opt to hold more of like a crossfire here, not leaving eyes with a lot of options as his HP is around half.
And all Yex needs is just 1 body shot.
Oh, what a shot from Eyes, and Flaps is there for security and does his job well. I think that cross hold really worked out for them.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a scary situation, especially from that headshot from Eyes. Like, I mean, Eyes this entire match has been going off. Like, even though Eyes is a sentinel, he's good.
I think he's definitely been one of the most influential players, as you can see by the scoreboard. 15 leading his team on the frags there.
Yeah, we do see an outlaw coming from UMD, and I think that's probably the smartest thing you could buy right now because OSU is forced to force.
Yeah, and hey, UMD found success with that Outlaw last time. So wondering to see if they can pull it off again as OSU looks like they're trying to make some space onto this B site with their jet. But it doesn't look like they like their options too much on B site, considering there is a fair amount of Astro's utility there to slow things down. And UMD is still pretty spread out. No one's over-rotated yet or pushed in too much.
And they're going to walk straight into Yex here, waiting just for those body shots.
Yeah, Yex is in the same position we saw him in, finding success earlier in this match, and it looks like he's able to find value out of his Outlaw right off the bat and dashes out to safety. But the plant is going to come down for OSU towards B site, and Eugene had the read on that and alerts the rest of his team, I'm sure, and they're quickly on their way, coming mostly from spawn, but Astro looking to creep up mid here.
Defeated.
Astro not able to secure that kill.
Yeah, so he does lose a Guardian, but Flaps counter wall is here, but it gets immediately destroyed, and Flaps has to at least find 1 or 2 here in order to start this retake. But there's just too many OSU players there. Close it down pretty off the bat, and OSU finds their 3rd round. We are at 3-11.
Yeah, I mean, UMD, they have a lot of breathing room in it right now, so I think what they're going to do is just kind of save, build up what they need, you know, get ult orbs whenever they can, and really hit it hard towards the end and just send it home.
Yeah, like we saw with the Lotus game, sometimes they kind of pull back and make sure they have enough resources towards match point. It looks like they're going to be doing that again this round with most of the UMD players with sheriffs in hand, as it looks like UMD is pushing up pretty aggressively towards mid with Yex, Spartacus, and Astro all grouped together. It looks like UMD might have a massive flank here, but OSU is expecting that. And Eyes is there to follow up, but Astro and Flaps able to take down 2 of the OSU players, which evens things out a lot. Those were huge picks there, but UMD was pretty grouped together for most of that round, and now they have to regroup in order to pull off a retake.
Yeah, this Outlaw is going to really do some damage if they're not able to get it.
And this is great positioning from Ohio State here. I'm not sure if they're going to have the read on that, as Flaps does get taken down, which leaves it all up to Eugene and Flaps, or Astro, excuse me.
Last player standing.
Yeah, and OSU just has the read on their positioning there, but like you said, I think UMD still has a lot of breathing room. Certainly no place to panic right now. And they only had sheriffs in hand that round. Now it looks like they have rifles and full shields for the most part. It's going to be mostly matched on the other side for Ohio State.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot because OSU can still come back from this. I mean, all they need is just a little bit of momentum, but all UMD needs is just 1 round, and then it's basically over.
Yeah, I think if OSU wants to win this, like you said, it's about building that momentum, but Spartacus is going to make that very difficult as he finds
that is a very, very impactful first kill.
Yeah, and so early in the round too, it certainly puts a wrench in things, and Astro hanging on for dear life with 1 HP, has to back up.
I'm surprised he made it through that alive.
Yeah, and OSU finding more success towards B in the past. Looks like they're gonna weigh their options there yet again. Astro still alive and is able to use that utility to make them rethink their decision, but it looks like this Sage Wall is gonna come down, and Astro being so low.
And Flaps and Spartacus able to even it out.
Yeah, those were huge kills from Flaps and Spartacus, initiating that retake, and Spartacus looking for another off of yellow here, but Yex has such a
Yex
good
with the flank.
Yeah, what an amazing flank from Yex, and now OSU's going to have to defend the flank, and there's just too many UMD players coming in from all directions there, and UMD takes another round to put them at 12.
Yeah, that was such a good flank from Yex. I think and that headshot too. Like I've said all game, all match, all series basically. His aim is just impeccable.
Yeah, and it's put UMD at series point here. They only need to win one more to find their second Big Ten win against OSU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in that last round, let's not discredit Spartacus and Flaps too. I mean, as soon as like the Sage Ball went down, 2 kills off the board from OSU. Like that was extremely impactful for UMD to just help them get the space they need.
Yeah, and Spartacus is looking to close this thing out fast as he's being quite aggressive, pushing into Ohio State. But Eugene gets taken down towards B site.
There's a lot of players here. Yex does get one.
Yeah, but Yex gets traded, and UMD is very numbers down. Astro has a great peak mid here. Cannot find the first, is looking for another, but it's going to put him down to only 8 HP to work off of.
Flaps here. Maybe we could see him work his magic.
Yeah, Flaps and Astro.
He does.
Yeah, they would have to certainly have to work some magic here to close out this game. It's all up to Flaps to close it out right here. He would have to kill 3 OSU players, and there's just a little bit too many of them. But UMD in a good position. That was a really close
close-up of Flaps there.
Yeah, that was a close round. I think, it was closer than OSU maybe was expecting, considering their buys. So hopefully UMD can make some purchases
It's
here,
still
yeah.
series point right now, so.
UMD has mostly Sheriffs in hand, but they've been able to do a lot last time they had not a full buy, but that is met with the Ohio State full buy.
Yeah, I think what they might do here is just trying to farm up for ults and then really hit it hard next round. Yex does use his blades.
Yeah, and he peeks out with his blades. Is not able to find anybody quite yet, but it does look like there's going to be something happening towards B as Ohio State looks to take a little bit of space, but it looks like they're going to have to double back. I think they knew Yex was there and he had his knives out and they didn't want to fight it. So they do rotate over towards A, where it is not heavily contested by UMD at all, and UMD is going to have to retake.
And Spartacus right here has a great flank.
And Astro being pretty aggressive into that KG ultimate just for a moment there, and then decides to back up, but Yex and Spartacus get shut down. Huge picks for OSU. And Maryland has to cook up some kind of retake with Eugene and Astro playing together, and Flaps coming in. Heaven has a huge pick.
Oh, look, Eyes is on the flank.
This has gone pretty okay for UMB so far as they're able to find kills, and Flaps finds yet another Astro quickly to follow now with a Vandal in hand, and it looks like Flaps is going to try to stick this, gets half of it, but dies because of the Viper snake bite. Astro, it's halved. He might be able to pull this off and find the kill, and he's just so close.
So close.
Yeah, what a close round there. Flaps really gave it his everything, sticking that halfway.
He stuck it out, yeah. I think it was just a split second longer. If he had just a little bit more health, he would have survived, and maybe was able to help play for the trade there.
Yeah, that was a very exciting round, and I see an operator in Yex's
I see an
hands.
operator.
He is really good with that operator, especially on Jet. Just it lends so much advantage to be able to dash out if you miss.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does with this on Icebox specifically.
Yeah, he's looking for someone to peek into him. No OSU players are too excited to do that too quickly.
A little bit quiet. Eyes is going up through too. This might be pretty big just to kind of plant a lurker lurker here.
Yeah, things are a little eerily quiet, but until Eugene finds the opening pick and Astro quickly to follow off of that.
This is extremely huge for UMD right here. This is where you want to be on a series point.
Yeah, exactly. UMD has OSU right where they want them. And Spartacus looking to get some information about the positioning of the OSU players as he dumps some utility mid.
Astro's here just waiting.
Yeah, I think they're going to peek right into Astro here. Cannot pull off the kill to begin with. And the res does come in for OSU as they try to make some fast space onto B here. Astro has not left sight. He wants to find some picks here before he heads out.
He's not going to be able to find any picks, but he is going to invest his Viper roll, and so does OSU.
Yeah, we see the counter ult yet again. And the Sova ultimate from Spartacus is going to be used. Oh,
and
no.
Spartacus kills Astro.
That is quite tragic. But hey, Astro is back thanks to Flaps. So the damage is reversed there. And
That's
Flaps
huge.
and
That
Nets
is
find 2 huge kills there. Astro with another one. What a chaotic round. Wow, that was some peak comedy there with Astro dying to his own teammate and then the rest coming in from Flaps. But UMD takes the series in their second win against Ohio State.
Yeah, they definitely took their last win and kind of translated that into full confidence for this game, and we definitely saw some very confident moments throughout the series, like especially from Jackson and Astro and Spartacus. So.
Yeah, and before we do close out the stream, we do have to wish a very happy birthday to our director, CJ. That's him. That's the man. He runs all the stuff behind the scenes. He makes sure everything runs smoothly. He is 23 today, so make sure you guys wish him happy birthday in the chat. So thank you, CJ, for making the magic happen. Yeah, so make sure you guys tune in for our next Big Ten matches coming up next week. We've seen some exciting stuff, and
Definitely, yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to see who we take on next.
Yep. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in for this first stream of the 2024 season for Terps Esports on Valorant, and we wish you guys a very happy evening.